The first thing that we must know is that if I know something, if I know a few ratios, like let us say A, B and C are in the ratio 3, 4, 5. And I know any of them on actual or absolute values. For example, let us say I know that this 4 is actually, let us say, 4. I know one of them at the actuals. Then what I know is what is called the multiplier. What does this multiplier mean? This actual upon the ratio. This is a figure which if I multiply the ratio with, I will get the actual number. So this is basically actual upon ratio, and I say okay, so it is 11 times. What this means is if this multiplier, I can multiply any ratio with this to get the actuals. So if I know that this is 44, then I know that this is 55. So the first thing that we know is that if certain numbers on the ratio scale, and if I know one of them, I know all of them, because what I know is the multiplier. Rule number 1. If you look at your concept book, the second question, for example, is of a similar nature. What does it say? A man spends 85% of his income and his saving is 37 and 50. Now as a result, look, I know three things about this. I know his income, but I also know expenditure and savings. Iska ratio I know. Why? Because if this is 100%, so if this is 85%, then saving is 15%. Right, so what I know is ratio. These are not real numbers. Of course, we should not be writing ratios like this. What should I write? I should write what the smallest possible whole number ratio. Okay, so when I say 85%, this is a multiple of 5%. Now why did I say 5%? Because 5% we know is 1 by 20. Correct? So 15% जो saving था, that is 3 out of 20. Or 85% which is 17 out of 20. Why? Because 17 fives is 85 होता है. Then as a result, if my income is 20, my expenditure is 17 and sorry. So it is 17 and 3. Now what do I know on actual? This is ratios. What do I know on the actuals? तो उसने हमें दिया हुआ है कि saving is 37.5. So this 3 is 37.5. Right? So now I have ratios, I have actuals. Okay, what is the multiplier? So I said multiplier is this actual upon the ratio. So 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 fives are 15. So that is 12.5. 0.5 multiplier. And as a result, what is he asking? He is asking you his salary, which is basically this income. So if I multiply this ratio by 12.5, what is double of 12.5? 25. So that makes it 250 rupees as his salary. So the simple concept that I just learned here, ratios, I have tried to show how we can use it. The basic approach then is that if I can get those numbers on a ratio, and I try and find out what is given at the actual scale, and look at what is asked. So ultimately, what are we trying to do? We are trying to say, if I can get the ratio of what is asked to what is given, the ratio of what is asked to what is given, then, okay, this will always work for me. Clear? Rule number 1, if I know some numbers on the ratio scale, and if I know one of them on absolute, then I know all of them.